Craft high-quality, non-fiction chapters for your book. Welcome to the Chapter Studio, your ultimate AI tool for crafting compelling chapters for your book. The resource guide template enriches your book by providing readers with a curated list of supplementary resources. This guide enhances the reader's journey beyond your book, offering additional learning materials that complement the book's theme and topics. By including these resources, you not only establish your credibility but also encourage continuous learning and exploration. Each entry in the guide includes a title, the author or creator, an explanation of how the resource complements your book's theme, and a URL link for easy access. This approach ensures your readers have valuable tools at their fingertips, supporting their growth and understanding. After you have created your book, your table of contents will display on the right whenever your book is selected, and you are able to craft and add content to your chapters and subchapters. If you haven't started your book yet, click the Create New button in the book builder, then click Generate, to be taken to the book title generator to craft and add titles. After you have added your titles, follow the steps in the book builder, until you have created and added the table of contents, and are redirected back to the Chapter Studio ready to start adding content to your chapters. Alternatively, if you have already created a book and generated the table of contents, you can select your book from the drop-down menu to continue and craft your chapters. Click on the template name to open the drop-down menu, to select and change between the templates within the Chapter Studio. If you need help at any time, you can watch the tutorial. To help you craft the perfect content, you can select the blue tooltip beside each field name. This will give you an explanation and examples of the information you need to enter in that field. A pop-up will display with examples of the type of information required. Once you've added information to a field, a folder will appear on the right that contains the history of the last 10 entries in this field. Click on the History folder to easily reselect information you've already entered, and add it to that field. Enter the required information to generate the content. You can highlight and copy the chapter and subchapter title from the table of contents on the right, to paste it into the corresponding fields on the left, to generate the content. You can change the information you provide, and regenerate as many times as you need, to craft the perfect content for your book. Click Copy to duplicate the generated content. You can then paste it into a document on your device. If you reach your monthly book export limit, this option lets you continue generating content, and manually add updates to an already exported book, or any other document on your device. The history stores all of the content you've generated. Select the History button to view or use any of the past content you've created with this template. To add content to the chapter, simply highlight the chapter or subchapter title by clicking on it. Remember to make sure the chapter or subchapter title is highlighted in the table of contents on the right, by clicking on it. Then click Add to Chapter, to add the generated content to the chapter of your book. Allow a few seconds without clicking away for the content to transfer. The content is now added into your chapter. You can click into the chapter editor on the far right to edit it, or open the book editor for full screen editing mode. To ensure high-quality relevant content, each generation has a fixed word count. If you want longer chapters, you have two options. You can add additional subchapters to each main chapter when crafting your table of contents. Or, you can generate additional content for the same chapter. To do this, scroll to the bottom of the text you have already added to the chapter in the book builder on the right. Click at the end of the text, or wherever you want the additional content added. Then click Add to Chapter to add the content, and include multiple generations within the same chapter or subchapter. Consider adding titles to this additional content to organize the chapter or subchapter into clear sections. If you would like to write your own content for any chapters, highlight the chapter title and click in the chapter editor on the right and start typing. You can also click Open Editor to write in full screen mode. You can rename or delete your chapter by clicking on the three dots to the right of the title. Remember, you can't add new chapters once your table of contents is created, so be sure you don't need the chapter before deleting it. You can also add additional sections to your chapter by clicking Add Subchapter. To add content to a subchapter, click the plus symbol below the chapter title. This will expand the chapter content to display the subchapters. Then click on the subchapter title to highlight it, ready to add content. Click Open Editor to access your book in full screen editing mode and make changes. This is also where you will be able to export your formatted book. While you are in full screen editing mode, you can click on your book title or book subtitle to make changes to the titles. This is full screen editing mode. You can edit content in any chapter by clicking and highlighting the chapter or subchapter title to display and edit the content on the right. You can rename or delete your chapter by clicking on the three dots to the right of the title. Remember, you can't add new chapters once your table of contents is created, so be sure you don't need the chapter before deleting it. You can also add additional sections to your chapter by clicking Add Subchapter. Click the plus symbol below the chapter title to display and edit the subchapters. When your book is complete, click Export to download your book in docx format to the download section on your device. If you don't have Microsoft Word, you can use free alternatives like Google Docs, LibreOffice Writer, or Apache OpenOffice Writer to open and edit your book. When exporting, you can choose one of three formats: A4, US letter, or paperback 6x9. After export, you can edit your book externally or send it to your editor. If you reach your monthly export limit, you can still generate and copy content within the book builder, then paste it into your existing exported document to continue making changes without needing to export your book again. Click on Close Editor to return to the book builder and continue to generate content. If you are having a technical issue, refresh the website browser and try again. This usually fixes any issues. You can access the Help Center, tutorials and support by clicking on the icon at the bottom right of your screen. Here are some helpful tips. You can experiment with different information to craft perfectly aligned content.